The Zetherian Empire had made many mistakes in its 3,000-year reign across the Orion Arm, but none would prove more catastrophic than the day they took Jasmine and Kevin Chen from Colony World Harvest 7. Ambassador Krelix stood before the Galactic Council, his chitinous plates gleaming under the chamber's artificial light. The human children, he announced with what passed for satisfaction among his species, have been secured as collateral. Their guardian will comply with our terraforming demands, or the juveniles will be processed. The council members, a collection of species that had long ago learned to fear humans but thought they understood them, nodded their various appendages in approval. Humans were dangerous, yes, but predictable. Threaten their young and they would negotiate. It was a fundamental rule that had held true across 100 species. They had no idea who the children's mother was. Jasmine woke first in the holding cell, her 12-year-old mind immediately assessing their situation with a clarity that would have made her mother proud. The walls were some kind of energy field. She could see the faint shimmer when she moved her hand close. Kevin stirred beside her, his twin instinct alerting him that something was wrong even before consciousness fully returned. Jazz, he whispered, using their childhood nickname. Where are we? Alien ship, she replied, her voice steady despite the fear coiling in her stomach. Mom's training. Remember the protocols? Kevin nodded, his jaws setting in that stubborn way that mirrored their mother's expression perfectly. Protocol 7. Survive, observe, wait for extraction. What? The Zetherians didn't know what they couldn't have known because human military records were among the most closely guarded secrets in human space was that the twins' legal guardian wasn't just any human. General Sarah Chen was the architect of the Kepler Station massacre, the woman who had held the Kryn incursion at the terminus gate for 47 days with nothing but 3 battalions and sheer, unrelenting will. She was called the Reaper in 17 languages, and her tactical brilliance was studied in every military academy from Earth to the Rim worlds. She was also a mother who had already lost her husband to the first Zetherian border skirmish 3 years ago. The Zeth Empire received General Chen's response 18 hours after they issued their demands. It wasn't a negotiation. It wasn't even a threat. It was a declaration of extinction. This is General Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Forces, her message began, her face a mask of cold fury that made every ambassador who watched it instinctively step back from their screens. You have taken my children. This was not an act of war. This was not strategy. This was the last mistake your species will ever make. Krelix laughed when he heard it, a clicking, rasping sound. Empty threats. The humans cannot reach our position without violating 23 treaties. Their fleet is weeks away. We have time to. The communication officer's antenna snapped to attention. Ambassador, sensors are detecting a vessel emerging from slipspace at the edge of our defense perimeter. One vessel. Krelix's mandibles twitched in what might have been amusement. Send 3 cruisers to intercept, and sir, the cruisers are gone. What do you mean, gone? I mean they existed, and now they don't. The human vessel, sir, it's the Retribution, General Chen's flagship, and she's brought the Ghost Fleet. The Ghost Fleet. Even the Zetherians had heard the rumors. Human vessels stripped of everything except engines, weapons and rage. No life support beyond the command deck. No shields. Just armor and enough firepower to crack planets. They were ships designed by someone who had stopped caring about survival and started caring only about ensuring that her enemy didn't survive either. Inside their cell, Jasmine felt the ship shudder. Then again, Kevin grabbed her hand. That's Terran plasma fire, Jasmine whispered, her heart suddenly soaring. Mum's ear. The lights in their cell flickered, and through the walls, they could hear the chaos erupting throughout the Zetherian vessel. Screaming, the distinctive sound of bulkheads being breached. Their mother wasn't boarding the ship to negotiate. She was boarding it to send a message. The energy field containing them suddenly vanished, and the cell door melted away as if it had never existed. Standing in the corridor was a figure in black combat armor, the faceplate reflecting the emergency lights like a demon's eyes. Protocols 7 through 12. By the book, General Chen's voice came through the suit's external speakers, calm and controlled despite the carnage happening elsewhere on the ship. I'm proud of you both. The helmet retracted, and Jasmine saw her mother's face, not the warm, laughing woman who made them breakfast and helped with homework, but the general, the Reaper, the woman who had just carved through an entire battle group to reach her children. Mom, Kevin started, but Sarah Chen held up a hand. Later, right now, we extract. She handed each of them a breather mask. Stay behind me. Don't look at the corridors. Just follow. They did, though Jasmine couldn't help but catch glimpses of what her mother had done to reach them. It was brutal. It was efficient. It was a message written in the shattered bodies of those who had thought humans were predictable. 3 days later, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The Zetherian Empire's expeditionary fleet had been reduced to debris. Ambassador Krelix was the sole survivor, kept alive specifically to deliver General Chen's message. Humanity will tolerate much. We will negotiate, compromise, even retreat when wisdom demands it. But if you touch our children, you will learn why Earth's apex predators aren't the ones with fangs and claws. They're the ones who will burn down the entire forest to protect their young. The council voted unanimously to classify human offspring as untouchable. It wasn't mercy. It wasn't justice. It was survival instinct, because the Galactic Empire had finally learned what General Saratun's enemies always learned too late. A human with nothing left to lose is the most dangerous force in the universe. A human parent with nothing left to lose is something far worse. Jasmine and Kevin Chen returned to their studies at Colony World Harvest 7. Their mother returned to her command, and the galaxy learned to be very, very careful about where it drew its lines. Some lessons, after all, can only be taught once.